Good afternoon. And you're listening to WQKE LP 93.9 FM out of Plattsburgh, New York. This is your 3 o'clock sports report with Desmond and Liam. Desmond, it was an action-packed weekend.
Yes,
you
sir.
Make it out alive? You make it out okay?
Yes.
You sure?
There's a lot of basketball. A lot to really
lot of drama to break down.
in.
And like I said, stay tuned for a good show today. We got a lot of basketball for you guys. So for your NBA playoff followers, we'll break down the series and give you our thoughts, on what's going on. So
Before we jump into the NBA, we usually start with the NFL.
Yeah.
But we decided that obviously we have a show every Wednesday, which is the day before the draft. So for our Wednesday show, we are going to have a lot.
Yeah, essentially
on the
a
NFL
60-minute draft coverage.
Basically.
We'll have a little bit of NBA that day, of course. But
Yeah.
just draft coverage. So
All right, so
definitely tune in there.
We'll move into the NBA.
Wait. Matching attire, I think.
We have matching attire?
Yes, I think it's shorts Monday, right? You still have shorts on?
Yeah, I still have shorts on.
Yeah, it's shorts Monday at WQKE.
Yeah, that was intended.
It was. It's
All right.
really nice out in Plattsburgh. Well, I'm sure if you're listening to this
it'd be
right
a
now.
lot nicer if there wasn't 20-mile-an-hour wind.
The wind
out there
isn't
right
bad
now.
anymore. Also,
Is it
Elon
not?
Musk just bought Twitter. Should we bring that in?
No.
Should we bring that in?
No.
All right, basketball time.
Anyways, all right. To start off, we'll talk about, to me, what has been the most interesting series thus far.
Drama-wise.
We have the Nets and Celtics, with the Celtics currently up 3-0. Game 4 is tonight at 7 o'clock. I don't know what channel it's on because the internet in here is absolute poo-poo garbage, and I can't look it up. Anyways, Celtics...
Gotcha.
So obviously we all know how the Celtics started off the year very slow, and then they picked it up and quickly became one of the best teams in the league with the best defense in the league, and defense has been the staple of their playoff success thus far. They are shutting down Kevin Durant. They are slowing down Kyrie Irving. The Nets really can't get much going out of those two, which is why I think their leading scorer in Game 3 was Bruce Brown, which I love Bruce Brown. He's a great defensive player and has moments where he looks pretty decent offensively, but if he's your leading scorer in a playoff game when Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are on your team, you're not going to go very far, and that's kind of been made clear.
Yeah, I think the physicality part of it's impressed me the most. They're not scared of Kevin Durant. They're not backing down to him. They're getting right in his face and just kind of like playing aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, a 35-year-old Al Horford is keeping up on Ben Simmons.
We'll get on
Kevin
him in a
Durant.
second.
Yeah, on Kevin Durant and the perimeter. So that's really all you need to know about their defense.
Yeah, I think they're forcing the team to the perimeter, and that's what I like to see. They're not really letting Kevin Durant get to mid-range. Kind of just forcing him that perimeter. And then with Kyrie, they're just getting right in his face is what I've noticed. Just kind of not letting him step back and not kind of letting him move at all. And it's just unbelievable. Like, you mentioned it a lot going on the show. I mean, I believed you, but you mentioned a lot going into the playoffs on the show of how much their defense would be important going into the playoffs. That's the only way they'll be able to win the series, and that's been, I would say, very true up until this point.
Absolutely. And with the, don't really want to say biggest story, but what has quickly become the biggest story is Ben Simmons. It was
sore back is what it was originally.
Okay. I'll get into that in a bit, but it was said that he would play in Game 4, that he was very probable to play in Game 4. Then after a workout before Game 3, he woke up with a quote-unquote sore back.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of opinions. I know that I'm a very lenient, not really lenient, understanding person in terms of injury. But you have not played in, I don't know. I'm trying to like kind of make this funny, but like my brother in Christ, you have not played in 1 year. It is a sore back. I do understand that, but at the same time, this is a must-win game, a must-play game.
Yeah, we've
you
played
need
as many.
to suck it up, man. And if you can't play for Game 5, okay. But if you can come in for even 20 minutes of Game 4 and make an impact, you have to do that. You need to do something.
Yeah, we've played as many NBA minutes as Ben Simmons.
Oh,
this year.
yeah. I mean, it's insane to me that, like, and we're seeing a lot of people come out with people saying that people within the Nets are growing very tired of Ben Simmons already. He hasn't even been there for, like, half a season.
Yeah, and, like, I always think of, this sounds like such an old person on Twitter thing to say, but I always think of, like, Scottie Pippen in Game 6 of the 98 finals, where that guy was leaving the game, middle of the game, just to get heat on his back, and then was coming out to be a decoy. Like, you can't just stand there in the way. You're big. Like,
well, yeah, but, I mean, at least Scottie Pippen could at least shoot a basketball. Anyways, I mean, it's just, I understand that you're hurt. I understand. I deal with back problems. But come on, man. It is Game 4. You are going to get swept, man. You got it. 20 minutes. 20 minutes of game, and you can make a difference.
Yeah, you can make a legit difference. They need someone in the paint.
They need the paint presence. They need the defense.
They need someone to space the floor a little bit. Like, what?
Did you just say Ben Simmons is spacing the floor?
Sorry.
Wow.
I have a lot high expectations for Ben Simmons at this point because we haven't seen him play in forever.
I don't. I mean...
Or I guess I have... I don't want to say high expectations. I just expect a lot out of him. Is that a good way to put it?
I expect like 12-7 and good defense.
That's all they need. That's what they've been missing the entire series.
Yeah, no, I agree. But anyways, I mean, that's really all there is. Like I said, game 4 is...
spread on this game quickly.
Game 4 is tonight. Obviously, I'm going to go Celtics, especially if they're able to slow down KD, Kyrie again, which they are likely going to. And I said it before the playoffs started, that if the Celtics could keep their defense up and Rob Will was healthy, I think that they could potentially go and win the finals. And watching them slow down Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving the way they have really makes me think that the Bucks are the only thing in the way
agree.
Of them potentially going to the finals. Because if they're able to shut down Kevin Durant, say they meet the Heat in the conference finals, they're going to easily shut down Jimmy. They're going to shut down Bam. They're going to shut down Kyle Lowry. Because Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant are truly the most skilled offensive players the game has quite literally ever seen.
I think the Heat's a better matchup for them, though.
Slowing them down. How? But how? Because Jimmy can't shoot a three.
No, but they have better paint presence, a lot better paint presence, but Bam and they have a lot better defense.
Okay, but Bam hasn't even been playing well.
I know, but their defense is probably twice as better as the Nets, and that's not even over-exaggeration at this point.
Yeah, it is, but like...
They have a better chance at making it a lot closer of a series.
Yeah,
in Game 3, they got
the win. But...
I hate to say it, if you watch Game 3, it looked like the Nets were getting destroyed in Game 3. I know the box score wasn't as... displaying of that, but they just got destroyed. There are actually underdogs tonight at 1 point, but 1 point being a 1 point underdog.
Who, the Nets?
The Celtics are, but it's because they're playing in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. I think with the way betting works, if you're home, you automatically
and to be a 1 point underdog, it's basically an even.
I was going to say you get automatic 2 or 3 point favorite or something.
Do you know how money line works?
Kind of, not really. I just do parlays.
Money line right now was they're plus 400 to win the whole NBA championship, which means if you put $100,
you win
on the Celtics. You would win $400.
$400, yeah.
So that's pretty impressive because I don't think it was nearly that high going into the playoffs.
Anyways, move on to the next one. We have the Toronto Raptors and Philadelphia 76ers.
Such a boring series.
Philly is up right now 3-1. Raptors are winning a sweep in Game 4. I mean, like you said, it's been a very boring series.
Yeah.
The only takeaway I have right now is that Embiid apparently has a torn ligament in his thumb, which could spell doom. He said he's going to play through it, but
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, it really depends on... Oh, the Giants are looking to trade Darius Slayton. Thank God. Anyways,
Giants are cleaning house right now. But we'll talk about that later.
But I mean, yeah, he said he's going to play through it. It really depends on what hand it is. I'm not sure I didn't really read up on what hand it is, but Philly, they're a very interesting team.
Very.
Because if all four of their big players, Embiid, Harden, Maxey, Harris, if they all get hot, they're a very hard team to beat. But at the same time, Harden's not been hot this playoffs.
No, he's been cold.
Embiid has not really been too insane. Obviously, he hit the big shot in Game 3.
Yep.
He's been playing great defense, but offensively, outside of free throws, he's not been too crazy.
It's really Max he was having
Even then, he didn't play very well in Game 4.
Yeah. None of them played well in Game 4.
I did a parlay.
Oh, goodness.
I actually finally won one. Because it was my last $2. I'm like, I'm going to throw down the last $2 on a 4-way parlay. And I should have won 20, but Tyrese Maxey put up a stinker, and so did OG Anunoby, and they actually tied in points because it was for Maxey to score more than OG.
Yeah.
So they ended up tying, and instead of winning 20, I won 12, but I'll still take that. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's all I really have in the series. Again, very, very kind of boring.
Boring series. It'll be interesting to see where the 76ers go.
Yeah. Up next, we have the Bulls and the Bucks. The Bucks leading the series 3-1 after a very, very lackluster Game 4 from the Bulls. They've been awful this series. Outside of Game 2, which is looking like a fluke, it's really just showing how dominant the Bucks are, even without Middleton. I mean, Holiday's been stepping up great. Lopez has been playing great. Bobby Portis played great in Game 4. But something that I've kind of noticed recently is how kind of bad the Vucevic trade is looking. I mean, obviously you do that at the time, I thought it was a good trade because as good as I thought Wendell Carter would be, I liked the fit from Vucevic. I don't know why I struggled there. I say his name all the time. I don't know why I struggled. Anyways, he just was a better fit offensively for what they needed on the team. But I think they kind of did that move more to try to get a free agent like DeRozan. I don't know how much that would have helped, but at the end of the day, you gave up Wendell Carter, who this season, I'm sorry, was better than Vucevic. You give up a pick that ended up being Franz Wagner. Do they pick Franz Wagner? Probably not, because they already have a ton of forwards, but still, that's a 8th pick right there. You could have used that and drafted someone or traded it and gotten a better player than Vucevic. But, I mean...
He's played horrible this year, I agree.
Yeah, his offense isn't there. His defense has never been there, but it's really looking bad now that he has to guard Giannis. I mean, yeah, he should never... ever have to guard Giannis, but that's kind of that's just the way the team is.
But I think the Bucks bench and depth has been impressing me most in the series. Like Grayson Allen had 27 the other day.
Yeah, I didn't watch the whole game, but like I saw Wesley Matthews hit like 3 threes in a row out of nowhere, and I kind of forgot he was in the league.
ESPN stat. I think Grayson Allen is like one of the only players to have 4 straight games where he has 5 threes in a game.
That's disgusting.
Why Grayson Allen? Like where'd he come from?
Duke.
Yeah, that's why he's so popular.
I don't know if you can call him popular, but
well known.
Okay,
if you're a bench shooter,
no,
he's
well
knows
known.
who you are.
Yeah, but he's well known for bad reasons.
Yes.
Do you not remember the stuff he used to do at Duke?
I know.
And even the stuff he does now. Anyways, moving to the last Eastern Conference.
To get carried by Giannis.
The last Eastern Conference series so far. The Hawks and the Heat, with the Heat leading the series 3-1. Trae Young has looked terrible, and this really made me laugh as a Knicks fan. He was outscored by Kevin Knox in games 1 and 4. Like, Kevin Knox scored like 11 points in a row last night. Like, really? I was in shock watching that. Because I don't know why I kept watching, because I needed Bam to score under 30 points, rebounds, assists. I'm like, I don't know why Bam's in, but I just have to watch. And just watching Kevin Knox go off really made me laugh, because, like, you do stuff like that in the Knicks all the time. Like, I remember... during the preseason, he had like back-to-back 20-point games. I'm like, he is him. He's finally having that season. And then he just didn't play all year. He just did not play all year. But, I mean, the biggest story from this series so far has been Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, it was like bubble Butler.
Yeah, who's had like back-to-back 30-point games.
Double last night.
Obviously an elite defender. Obviously picking up his offense, because it kind of fell off towards the end of the season. And we all know how bad he was in the playoffs last season.
He's like crazy. I don't even know how to describe it. Like when he gets hot, he's just unstoppable.
He is definitely crazy. But
all I think of it, not to interrupt you, but all I can think of is that video of him like out of breath in the bubble where he leans over the bench. I think that video is so cool.
Yeah, it's funny.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I mean, I have not been paying much attention to this series.
I just don't think the Hawks ever stood a chance. I'll put it that way. I think the Heat are. I think you're kind of counting out the Heat in a way, and I can see why. But I think the Heat are going to give, if the Celtics win, I think the Heat are going to give the Celtics a decent run for their money.
I'm not really counting out the Heat, but I'm just very confident.
It's going to be Bucks 76ers, right?
No, I think it's Bucks Celtics, Heat Philly. Heat and Philly.
It is?
I believe so.
Oh, that is my bad.
Because I remember before the playoffs, at least, I was talking to my cousin James, who's a Celtics fan. He was like, man, we have to go through Brooklyn and Milwaukee back-to-back.
It'd be Bucks Celtics.
Yeah, that's rough. But, I mean, you think, yeah, that's really rough. But
that is really bad.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, if they can go the series without Middleton, who's like kind of known for dropping a ridiculous amount of points in the Celtics every time he plays them, if they can avoid Middleton and just slow down Giannis the way they've been slowing down
I would do.
Kevin Durant, they are going to win that series.
Triple team Giannis.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised though if they did do that.
Yeah, no, they're probably going to stick Rob Will on him, which I don't know if I necessarily agree with, because I don't, as much as fast and as versatile as Rob Will is, I'd rather have someone like Tatum on him just to keep up on the perimeter and then have Rob Will switch off at the same time. Brook Lopez is too good of a shooter to have him sag off, so I really don't know what they're going to end up doing with that matchup when the time comes. But with that, we'll move on to the Western Conference. Playoffs, the first series I have here is the Warriors and Nuggets.
Yeah.
The Warriors leading the series 3-1 after the Nuggets avoided a sweep after a big Game 4 win. in that game, the Warriors struggled very early on. I think Curry's like 3 for 10. Jordan Poole was like 2 for 9 or something like that. But then they really picked it up and brought it back, but it just wasn't enough. Draymond had like his best game of the series. He had like 13 points and 5 of 6 from the field, like 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Obviously, it's Draymond Green. We know how he plays in the playoffs.
It's the most Warriors, that's the most stereotypical Warriors game, even as a loss. Like, you just play horrible for 3 quarters and all of a sudden come out of nowhere and almost win. Like, they were one possession away from winning a game. They were down like 13 at one point.
Excuse me. Obviously the Warriors are still going to end up winning the series. They're probably going to win in Game 5. Jokic obviously needs help. He does have the help in Murray and MPJ, but obviously they're not here this season. Hopefully they'll be back and fully healthy next season for the entirety of the season.
I know the video's everywhere right now, but the video of him calling the lob last night, I'm very impressed by how much of a leader he is too. Because he's just kind of boring, you know what I'm saying? And
he's not really necessarily a quiet on the court. He's a
emotional.
Quiet player.
I don't know. He's very mouthy with the refs sometimes.
Well,
on the court.
outside the ref, yeah.
But yeah, he seems very quiet on the court. He seems very quiet off the court. But you can tell he's a little bit of a leader in the way. But he has to be. He facilitates the entire offense and the entire defense.
He is that team. And next, which is quickly becoming
the most interesting series. Easily,
how do I keep yawning? Anyways, next series we have the Suns and Pelicans. Pelicans making this a very interesting series after tying it at 2-2 after a crazy game last night. Herb Jones is him. He is him. That's what I have in notes. Herb Jones is him. Him Jones.
Exactly.
But him and Jose Alvarado are quickly becoming 2 of my favorite players in the league because I just love scrappy, defensive, late-round draft pick guys or undrafted guys. I mean, my favorite players of all time are Draymond Green and Ben Wallace. But, watching Herb Jones block 3 jump shots, Jose Alvarado do his patented sit out of bounds and run up behind you and steal the ball and then force an 8 second on Chris Paul. It's just so much fun to watch. Because, obviously there's no Zion. But it doesn't matter when Brandon Ingram's averaging, an efficient 30 a game this season.
They're truly a 1 through 5 team. That's my best description for them. They play,
which is just crazy.
Yeah, they play so good on ball movement. That's my best. I think that's their best characteristic.
It's their defense has been tremendous, and their offense from Brandon Ingram and even the role players has been huge.
Well, you said it in the last episode, and you kind of predicted it too. Without Devin Booker, the bench or the other players on the Suns besides Chris Paul and Devin Booker don't score. They are there to essentially facilitate.
Because that's their offense. They have their 2 shot creators in Paul and Booker, and then they have a ton of catch and shoot guys that try to be shot creators but can't.
And it's like they don't know how to score without Devin Booker.
No, I saw DeAndre Ayton had a big game. I mean, obviously Chris Paul didn't.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like they just don't know how to shoot or score. They look lost.
They need Booker, which is why I don't like when people disrespect Booker. And I'm not going to necessarily go out and say that Booker is the best player on the team because I don't know. Maybe I probably say he is after this season, but it just shows how important he is to that team.
Yes, because they look just watch them. Don't listen. Stats aside, just watch them last night. Yeah. They look like there were possessions where they just don't even look like they know how to shoot. It's just really really strange for me.
But the Western Conference series have all been really
interesting. They've all been very different, though. I like that.
Yeah. Up next, we have the Mavericks and Jazz, with this series being tied 2-2 after a big Game 4 win by the Jazz.
You should stop bashing Rudy Gobert.
No, I'm going to. Because
you should stop.
No, because that man is the reason that this game was even close. His inability to hit free throws, his inability to rotate on the perimeter, his inability to do anything. He can't post up on Dwight Powell, can't post up on Maxi Kleber. His inability as an offensive player is what made this a close game. They were hack-a-shacking him.
Yeah.
They were hack-a-shacking him. And in all technicality, because they got... I do respect him for that final play.
Yeah, but not to be weird, but that was the least sexy game-winner possession I have ever seen. Hand the ball to Rudy Gobert, he takes 2 steps in the paint and dunks. Come on. But, how do you not guard that?
But, what was I going to say? It's just the way I look at it. Obviously, I've said multiple times I respect Gobert. A lot of the things I say about Gobert is just to troll because I like making fun of Rudy Gobert fans because they're very funny to get angry. But he did play great in all seriousness. He played great defensively. He kind of got cooked by Luka at the end, which I did make fun of. But he's obviously a great player. But it's just his inability as an offensive player is going to hurt them, if it's not already. I mean, obviously the free throws are one thing where they were hack-a-shacking him down the line, he couldn't hit them. But then it came down to the line for Dwight Powell, and he missed both of them for the Mavericks, where if he hit both of them, they would have ended up winning the game. Luka played great in his return.
Luka played well, yeah.
Jalen Brunson, I don't think, played tremendously.
Yeah, they didn't have that, good bench game like they did last time.
No, I think did they run Dinwiddie off the bench, or did they run Brunson off the bench? Because I really hope they didn't start all three of them, because if they did, that's kind of dumb in my opinion.
I can look at that for you while you're talking.
I got it right here. But if they started... Okay, no, they ran Dinwiddie off the bench, who shot 2 for 9. Brunson shot 7-18, which isn't necessarily bad, but he needs to be more efficient, obviously. But Dinwiddie shooting 2 for 9 is probably what cost them this game, because at the end, I don't know if he necessarily had enough time to pass it off, but they had time to get a shot off, and Reggie Bullock was standing wide open in the corner, and Dinwiddie kind of chucked it up. He might have had time to get it off. I can't remember exactly how much time was on the clock, but...
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Porzingis trade? Because that was one that we talked a lot about when it happened. Now,
if Dinwiddie is hot, it's worth it. It is absolutely worth it, because you're getting off of his contract. Although Dinwiddie's not on a very good contract himself, I don't know. Would Porzingis be a better fit defensively and spacing-wise on Gobert? Absolutely, but I don't think that they thought that they'd match up against the Jazz in the playoffs when they made that trade. I don't know.
It's a weird matchup for them, too.
Yeah, because it's if Gobert is even a good offensive player, they'd be getting cooked in all seriousness. But they can't.
I still think the Mavs are going to win it.
No, absolutely. I still have the Jazz winning that one, or the Mavericks winning that one, because Dinwiddie's not going to shoot 2 for 9 every game. Dwight Powell's not going to miss free throws. Yeah, I mean, as if he is a free throw shooter as Gobert is, he's not going to miss that many free throws in a game. Donnie also didn't play very well for a good portion of the game. He really picked it up at the end. He was playing fantastic at the end, but at the beginning he was not playing the best. But yeah, I'd still probably have to go Mavericks. I'd go Mavericks in 6 or 7. I think they're really going to drag the series out.
I agree. I think the Jazz will get one more, but I don't know. I really think they should have sat Luka another game. I know he looked okay, but I don't know. It scares me.
I don't know. If he
looked fine and he looked athletic.
That's what I'm saying. If he was showing signs that he wasn't fully healthy, then yes. But
he looked fine. But it's still I guess it just scares me a little bit, if that makes sense.
The way I look at that is, it's just, I think that he was ready to go for Game 3, but they didn't want to risk it, so they brought him in for Game 4. I think that's what it was.
Okay. You changed my mind. You're right. Last series.
Yeah, we have the Grizzlies and Timberwolves. The Timberwolves tying the series up 2-2 after
such a good matchup.
A huge Game 4 win. Another protest on the court. Another win for the Timberwolves. Did you see that? There have been 3 different protests.
Why is it just this series, though?
Because it's not this series because it happened in the play-in, but it's happening at the their arena, whatever the Timberwolves arena's name is. But I guess the owner owns a food company, and so it's vegan people.
Did you see that girl get absolutely?
That's what I'm saying.
You saw the girl get destroyed.
That security guard read the scouting reports, bro. The moment she sat up,
she flinched, and he
the moment she sat up, he's like, "It's go time."
The Giants should recruit that guy to play linebacker.
Bro, I'll take him.
If you haven't seen that video, it's everywhere. Just go on Twitter.
Rob Perez posted it.
It's hilarious. The girl literally flinches, and this guy just full on body slams her.
Yeah, but.
That's fun. That's funny. They planted a security guard on courtside seats.
They probably had them in every section.
That's genius, though.
Yeah, because they were probably expecting something like that. But yeah. To me, one of the bigger stories from this game is John Morant has not been played very well this playoffs.
He's been streaky. Very streaky.
The way I look at it, he went from shooting 72% in the paint in the regular season. Now he's shooting 48% in the paint. Yeah, he's not. His efficiency's been killing him. Obviously, he's not the best defensive player, but
he needs some work defensively.
Yeah, obviously. But I don't know. I'm not too worried about him as a player. It's his first playoff series ever. He shot 4 of 15 last game. 15 assists, though. Like, that's pretty good. Jaren Jackson fouled out again. That's pretty funny to see. As much as I do love
that
Jaren
guy's
Jackson,
always fouling out.
He has the potential to be one of, if not the best defensive players in the league, but his foul trouble is what is going to continue to harp that because he fouls so much.
I can't stand some of the fouls in the NBA, though.
No, yeah.
Like, the ones they call on Draymond sometimes are so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they, like, I can remember one vividly where Draymond, like, set feet, put his feet up, or put his hands in the air, and someone driving to the rim ran into him, and they called Draymond as a foul. I'm like, how is that a foul? He's just standing there.
I mean, I'm looking at the stats from Game 4. All the starters from the Timberwolves were in double digits. Even though D'Lo shot 3 for 12, that's pretty terrible. But, I mean, Jordan McLaughlin had a nice 16 bomb. That's pretty cool to see.
What Anthony Edwards have?
Ant had 24 on 7 of 14 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3. Cat had, I have it in the notes, Cat had a very good bounce-back game after really struggling the previous 2. 33 points, 14 rebounds, 1 block, 3 assists, 8 of 17 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, taking 17 free throws, almost just as much as the Grizzlies team as a whole. But yeah, I mean, that's really all we have for the coverage.
3 games tonight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll go over the games quick. Generally, we like to break down game by game, but when the gap between Wednesday and Monday was way too much. So, I mean, it took us nearly half an hour to get through all the series. Yeah. So imagine if we went through all the games. But as for the games tonight, I already mentioned the Boston and Brooklyn game on at 7. Trying to load it so I can tell you guys the channel.
Toronto it's at TNT. Sorry.
What's up next? What's
Toronto at 76ers. That one's at 8. NBA TV, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
My goodness, tickets are $34 to that. That's the cheapest ticket left.
Yeah, it's gonna get swept. They're gonna lose.
And then Utah, Dallas, an absolutely decisive game. TNT 9:30. To me, if either team wins by a decent amount, they're winning the series. Like if the Mavericks win by like 10 to 15, they're winning the series. If the Jazz win by 10 to 15, they're winning the series. Big game. Definitely suggest watching that one. And then tomorrow night's games are Atlanta at Miami. That should be the end of the series in my mind. I think the Heat would win at home. That'd be a very Heat thing to do. And then Timberwolves Grizzlies at 7:30, a TNT game. And then Pelicans Suns, which I'm very excited for that game 5.
Me too.
That one's at 10. Oh, come on.
All right, so we want to do Podal before we move into baseball or break.
We'll do a quick game of Podal. Yeah.
All right, let's see.
So Podal's like for those who you just begun listening, it's just like Wordle but NBA.
All right, start off like we always do. RJ Barrett. So we have he's a forward or a guard, and he's taller than 6'6" and older than 21. Western player, I don't know, Draymond Green. Okay, there we go. All right. So he's...
Whoa.
Yeah, we got a lot here. He's in the Pacific Division, which is the Warriors, Clippers, Lakers, Kings, and there's one more. Look up the last team.
On it.
But he's between 6'6" and 6'8", and he's under the age of 32, so he's either... It's yellow on 32, so he's either 31 or 30.
This is a good division to have. Warriors, Clippers, Suns, Kings, Lakers.
So the Suns are in that division?
Yes.
Okay, I was going to say Harrison Barnes, but he wears 41, I believe, so it can't be him because his number is low. His number is between 9 and 23. So...
he's tall.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Is it... What number does Melo wear now? Is it Melo? No, because Melo's well older than 32.
Is it LeBron? Just kidding.
No.
Why don't you try Devin Booker?
Because he's not
a forward.
He's a guard, and the age it's got to be 30 or 31. Like, is it like Wayne? No, Wayne Ellington's not that tall. Trevor Ariza. I think Trevor Ariza might be like 35. Trevor Ariza is just not an option. Okay.
Yeah. Let's say that's not coming up.
Let me do Harrison Barnes in case there's someone on the Kings. Okay, so now we have his exact height. He's 6 foot. He's 6'8".
Between 29 and 32, lower than 40.
Yep. Okay.
So it's not on the Warriors, not on the Kings. So we're down to Clippers, Suns, Lakers.
It's probably. I feel like it's someone on the Clippers. Is it Nick Batum? I think it might be Nick Batum. I cannot remember the life of me his number, but it might be Nick Batum. Nope, but he's on the Clippers. So, it's Robert Covington. Gotta be Robert Covington.
I like that.
Nope, it's not Robert. Wow. Okay, we literally have everything. So it's a 6'8", 31-year-old forward on the Clippers.
Below 23.
Okay. 6'8".
This is where you got.
Oh, it's Marcus Morris. What?
It's everything. It's everything.
Who is this?
How many forwards do the Clippers have?
So it's not Nick Batum. It's not Robert Covington. It's not Marcus Morris. I can't think of any other forwards who are 30. Luke Kennard is not 30. Amir Coffey is not 30. Oh my God, it's Kawhi Leonard.
Is it?
It's got to be Kawhi.
Nope.
Paul George? Okay, it was Paul George.
That was Paul George that whole time.
Okay, so here's my thing. Here's my reasoning with taking so long. It is almost never like a superstar.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking of a bench player on that team. So like, I right when I said Clippers, I'm like, all right, it's got to be like some bum. Not even a bum, because obviously Nick Batum and those players aren't bums. But like, it's not Paul George or Kawhi Leonard. But little did I know it was finally a star, because it's. I mean, think about how many times we've done this. How many times has it been a really good player? Like the one day it was like Kelly Olynyk. You know?
Yeah.
But,
so
yeah,
that's
all
your
we got for now in basketball.
That's your total. When we come back from the break, we'll do Weddle to start.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a brief baseball coverage, hit Wardle, and then we got a couple Sporkle quizzes for you guys. We know those have been enjoyed recently. So
yay.
Tune in, we've got a couple good songs for you, and then we'll come right back.
Hope you enjoyed our very different tastes in music.
Hey, we got a lot of different stuff going. Welcome back to WQKE. So quick baseball coverage, then we'll do some quick Sporkle quizzes for you guys. So the biggest story in baseball is Miguel Cabrera finally got 3,000 hits. He had like 2,999 for like 3 games, I think.
Yeah, no, I love Miguel Cabrera.
Like the Yankees were playing, and they had like warned the Yankees pitchers, like if he gets 3,000 hits, like there's going to be a break in the game because they're going to do like a quick ceremony. Yeah. He put one right through the gap against the Rockies. I believe it was a really cool moment. He's the 7th player ever in history with 500 home runs and 3,000 hits. That's you got to think, like him and Pujols are like 2 of the most dominant hitters in the steroid era, and they never tested positive for steroids.
Yeah.
It's like unbelievable for me to fathom. So quickly, we'll do what we always do every week, just kind of go over the leaders in every division, what our thoughts are on them. Blue Jays and Yankees tied at first in the AL East with a 10-6 record. We'll talk about the whole Yankee situation in a couple minutes. There was a very fun interaction. I wouldn't say fun, a very disappointing interaction as a Yankees fan the other day. And the Blue Jays 10-6, no surprises there. I think their hitting is really starting to turn around now. Like Bo Bichette, I believe, and Guerrero are starting to go off a little bit. The White Sox struggling lately.
Yeah, they've been very disappointing.
Yeah, falling down to 6-9. They were leading the division last time we talked. The Twins, oddly enough, are 8-8, and the Guardians right behind them, 7-8. Even though the Yankees swept the Guardians, finished the sweep yesterday. The Mariners, which one of our professors would be very happy right now if he heard this.
Yeah.
Yes, the Mariners are 10-6 right now. I think they're like the hottest team in baseball. Jeff Passan was tweeting about them the other day, but let me just of the top batting leaders. First of all, they're completely different when we looked last week. Of the top batting leaders, 2 of them are Mariners. It's
really?
Tom Murphy's hitting 421.
Yep, I've heard of that one.
And then all of a sudden, Ty France, who's like this just random player, or not random, he's good.
I've heard of Ty
he's
France
good,
before.
but he's like, I want to say
he's not that level. He's not been
for
that
hitting
level.
375.
Yeah,
that's kind of a little out of left
Yeah.
field, I would say. I'm sure Mariners fans are gonna
very angry.
Or not?
How dare you?
Yeah, I don't want to hear that. Whatever. The Angels right behind them, 9-7. Surprisingly, the Astros are 7-8, but it's so early in the season that this is all pretty much irrelevant, or will be irrelevant in 3 months. The Mets, I believe, best record in baseball, 12-5. Their division is so bad.
Come on, meet the Mets.
It's so
bring
bad.
The kitties, bring your wife.
The Marlins behind them at 7-8. Little background music. So I think another cool story that happened over the weekend is Jorge Soler returned to Atlanta. And first of all, Jorge Soler only played like 3 months in Atlanta because he got there on the deadline day in August, and then he won World Series MVP that year. But he was like absolutely monumental in their playoff run. He had that huge home run in the series-winning game over Houston, I believe.
Yeah,
he legit hit a ball to the tracks in Houston, which is in the game-winning or the winning game of that series.
Yeah.
So he returned to Atlanta, and the crowd went crazy. I think curtain calls are the coolest thing ever. Like when you in baseball, when you hold your helmet and you're like waving it around a little bit, like the crowd was loving that. It'll be very interesting to see what they do for Freddie Freeman's return, Whether he gets booed or not, I don't think he'll get booed, but
No.
he's a really likable guy. But Braves are 7-10, so fun fact for you. Cardinals 9-5. Albert Pujols is actually having a pretty good start to the year. You know, Albert Pujols isn't actually the slowest player on his team. I saw the stat the other day. He's the second slowest.
Oh, it's their catcher.
Yeah.
It's what is his name? Moncada?
I don't know.
I might be thinking of a completely wrong player, but
I think you're thinking of a wrong player.
If I'm not mistaken, is it Yohan Moncada? Well, I know it is their catcher. No, I'm not Yohan Moncada. I'm completely wrong in that. But I know it's their catcher. We all know how I know that. MLB The Show. Because I had their catcher, and he quite literally has a speed rating of 0.
I think it's...
He's good, though.
It's Milana. That's what
Yadier Molina.
Yes, Molina.
Yadier Molina, yep. I don't know why I thought of Yohan Moncada, but
knew it was
still.
I don't know how you got those mixed up. Whatever.
Me
So
either.
that's a fun stat for you, but they're 9-5. I know Paul Goldschmidt had like a home run or 2 in a game ago, so it's pretty cool to see him still doing well. I remember when he was really good on the Diamondbacks. Brewers are 10-6. They're on a 2-game winning streak. And then the NL West, which continues to prove itself as one of the best divisions in baseball. Obviously, we all knew it would be because the Dodgers are 11-4 to start the season. Then right behind them are the Giants, who have won 3 straight and are 11-5. And like I said, I did not expect the Giants to be doing this early on in the season.
I don't think many people did.
But I really hope they can do well. I know Jock Peterson is still playing really well for them. So Jock Peterson. And then the Rockies are 10-5. Then quickly we'll run over the stats. Like I said, Tom Murphy leading all baseball in average, hitting .421, which is so impressive. CJ Cron for Colorado, 6 home runs, and then Byron Buxton.
Yeah, he's been ridiculous.
Has 6 for Minnesota. Had a really sick walk-off, I think, the other night. Jose Ramirez has 20 RBIs, which is absolutely ridiculous. Ty France has 19. And then Ty France leads the league in hits with 19.
Nice to see that Trey Mancini is not having a terrible start to the season so far.
Of course, Trey Mancini.
Listen, man, Trey Mancini is one of my favorite players of all time.
Wow, the Mets pitching is good.
Yes, sir.
Tyler McGill, I think is his name.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
He has 3 wins. Max Scherzer, 3 wins. 2 top in baseball.
Yeah.
And then Clayton Kershaw has 3 wins, and a bunch of other people are tied up there. Pablo Lopez is currently leading the league in earned run average at 0.52, which is such a good ERA to start the season. Then Logan Gilbert behind him for Seattle with a .54, and then Madison Bumgarner, which such an irrelevant player. Used to be such a good pitcher.
I was going to say, I remember he was really good.
He's a 1 ERA right now, which is crazy. Jordan Romano, I think, believes his name for Toronto, is 8 saves.
Yeah.
Josh Hader has 8 saves. But besides that, that's basically it. I didn't even know quality. I forgot that quality starts.
Quality starts.
Such a stupid stat.
I know that from fantasy.
Such a stupid stat. All right, well, that's basically your baseball update. Oh, we got to talk about the Yankees. So over the weekend, the Yankees had a very interesting fan interaction. So there was bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. The Yankees shortstop doubled into the gap to tie the game. And Steven Kwan, which we've talked about Steven Kwan, he was that guy who had like no swings and misses for his first 10 games of the season or something like that. Runs into the wall and is like hurt, like he like visibly hurt, but still, and the crowd is like in left is cheering, and everyone knows bleacher creatures how crazy the Yankees bleacher fans are, so they're cheering, and the rightfully so, the Guardians outfield starts to get really mad about this. So one of their outfielders climbs up on the fence and gets in the face of one of the fans. And he's like swearing at him, whatever, and all the fans are whatever. It was just a really bad look for Yankees fans, and just those people aren't Yankees fans in my mind because they were just scumbags that day.
Yeah.
Then next player up, Gleyber Torres, pinch hits and has a pinch hit walk-off hit to win the game. So they made a 9th inning rally, make the comeback. As this is happening, they start throwing the Yankees fans into right field because he doubled into right, start throwing garbage on the field and like throw it at their outfielder. The Guardians outfielder, it was so cool. Caught a beer can, turned around, and like looked at one of them, like just staring him down. So, I mean, at least they handled it well. The umps went out there, and like the Yankees are in mid-celebration, and like all the Guardians players are running out there, all the Yankees players are running out there, and Judge and Stanton are running out there, and they're like, not cool, like stop. And after the game, there was a big deal.
Yeah, I saw a lot of posts on it.
My personal opinion is that the Yankees, those are not. John Sterling, the Yankees radio announcer, was like, those aren't scumbags, those are hooligans, this is his exact words. Or those aren't fans, sorry. They are scumbags.
Yeah.
And they just were like, that's just not a good look at all. Don't do that. You don't ever throw things at
Yeah, Yankees fans have a bad enough rep as it is.
Exactly. Like, why would you ever do that? And a lot of Yankees fans are kind of just saying like those aren't fans, and I agree with that. Like the fact that you would even consider doing that is just horrible.
Dude, I hate Stephen A. Smith.
Random.
I'm looking because I still have like ESPN popped up from basketball coverage, and I'm seeing NBA videos. Stephen A. Ben Simmons might be the most pathetic excuse for a professional athlete ever. Like, dude, shut up. Did you see the thing he said about Kyrie?
What?
I don't even want to say it on air, but like, it's whatever. He got on air on live television, and he said, and I quote, "When Russia bombed Ukraine, I thought Kyrie wasn't gonna show up to play."
How can you say that?
How do you relate the two? There's no relation between the two. Two, how about instead of using a worldwide tragedy to boost your ratings on television and make fun of a player, you just shut up? Like, I'm cool when Stephen A. is like a funny guy, but watching basketball and trying to listen to him talk about it with like professionals like JJ Redick, like Mike, I think Greenberg, I think his name is, that they have on the
he'll debate.
show.
I love when
he just doesn't know what he's talking about.
He like debates
man.
JJ Redick on basketball strategy all the time. If you ever watch it, it's hilarious.
Dude, like during the Hawks game, he was like talking about before John Collins came back. He's like, oh, John Collins is playing a pretty big role for this team, and they were like, dude, he's not even playing. Like, it's just I can't stand the guy, man. He's just, if you want to be loud and funny, be loud and funny. I love Stephen A. when he's loud and funny. But don't try to act like you know what you're talking about when you very, very clearly don't.
And I can definitely agree with that. All right, let's play some trivia games. Let's start with Weddle.
Weddle. Okay, let me hop on that real quick.
I already plugged in Daniel Jones.
Of course. What do we got in that while I load this up?
Green quarterback.
Okay.
So it's a quarterback.
In the NFC?
And in the AFC, nothing for that. Under 6'5", under 24, above the number 8.
So he's under 24.
Yeah, AFC quarterback under 24.
And how is he taller or shorter than 6 foot?
Shorter.
So, okay. I want to say Derek Carr, but I know last time I said short quarterback.
No, Derek Carr's not. No, it's below 24. Really young.
So
Justin Fields.
No, he's in the NFC. I was gonna say Justin Fields.
Let's do Justin Fields. It's in the AFC.
Justin Fields is in the NFC.
Oh, I'm stupid.
NFC North.
Okay, well, this does give us a lot. He's 23, 6'3", and he's a quarterback.
23. He's 6'3". And
above the number 8 too.
And above the number 8.
Why do I think the Bears are in the AFC?
Okay. Above the number 8.
Yep.
Doesn't Justin Herbert wear 8? So it's not him. I think he wears 8. Yeah, he wears 8.
Let's try Herbert. Sure. Just see, out of curiosity. Oh,
is it
Herbert wears 10.
Yeah. Okay.
Yellow on AFC West. So it's in the AFC,
but
not the AFC West. Yep. Below 6'6". Herbert's 24. We should have known that. But where's number 10? What quarterback's wear number 10? It's got to be a backup. No.
Davis Mills.
Nope.
What?
Yellow on AFC South, so it's still AFC.
Okay, so we have the.
He's 6'3". So we got that. He's 23 for sure, and he wears the number 10.
Mac Jones. It's definitely Mac Jones.
I love Mac Jones.
Everything that matches up to be
Mac Jones.
Yep, it's Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, so that went by.
Do you have hard Weddle pulled up?
I'll pull that up right now.
I
have to finish in normal mode.
For Mac people Jones. Who don't know, like Mac Jones is. I love Mac Jones. I can't stand the Mac Jones slander.
All right, start off with hard. Andrew Thomas, NFC East, but he's a defensive player in the NFC East. But he's not in the Giants, so we'll go with one of my favorite defensive players in the NFC East, Cameron Curl of the Washington Commanders. So he's a defensive player who is 6'2".
Cameron what?
Curl.
Oh.
Kamren Curl. Curl. So he's older than 23. He is 6'2". He's a defensive player. So with that, we'll go. Who's a Darius Slay for the Eagles. All right, he's on Philly. He's not a safety or a corner, and he's 6'2", so he's got to be a linebacker. And he's older than 31.
He's old.
Oh, is it Fletcher Cox? It might be Fletcher Cox. I think he's kind of smaller.
No.
I blanked on that one. It's got to be a linebacker, but I know they have Alex Singleton, who's really young. Because it's not a safety or a corner, because they do have some older guys in there. I really don't know. Let me like look up Alex Singleton, see if it's a linebacker. It's not a linebacker. He's also in the AFC West now. He's not even on the Eagles anymore.
Alex Singleton's on the Broncos. That's awesome.
What position could it be? Oh, is it Brandon Graham? Yep, Brandon Graham.
Is it actually?
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know he's that small. Wow.
So it was.
I also did not think he was older than Fletcher Cox.
He's also a defensive end too.
Fletcher Cox being only 31 is very crazy to me. All right. So what now?
Sporkle?
Quick
Sporkle quiz?
What quiz do you want to do? I'll let you pick.
Okay. What do we got here?
There's this is probably the fastest one. Pick. It's NBA champion starters from 2000 to 2009. There's
that is awesome.
Scoring champs since I believe 87. NBA players have dropped 50 in a game, and NBA alma maters.
Let's do the starting 5. That's awesome. That's
okay.
Such a good quiz.
All right. I usually don't open them up, but I need to see the team so I can imagine it in my head.
So do you want to start from the top?
We'll start from the bottom at 2000.
2000 Lakers.
Okay. So at point guard, you have Derek Fisher.
Yep.
Kobe.
Lights up like 20 of them for Derek. Or 3 of them for Derek. Yep.
Shaq, obviously.
Oh, that's awesome. You could put Shaq in and it comes up.
Now, this might not be 2000, but Horace Grant, he might be for 2000.
He's for 2001, but 2000 you don't have the guard.
I don't have a guard?
Yeah, you have Kobe and it's not Derek Fisher.
Oh, it's Ron Harper?
Yep.
Okay, for 2000, it was Ron Harper?
Why do you recruit so many former Bulls? Never mind.
I don't know. Anyways, forward, Rick Fox. I don't think it's going to be Rick Fox this year, though.
Yep.
It is Rick Fox.
You have all 2001. Sorry, 2000. You still need 2 forwards.
For 2000, you're going to have. I don't know why I'm blanking, so we're going to move on. 2003 Spurs. You're going to have Tony Parker.
Yep.
Tim Duncan, obviously. Bruce Bowen.
Am I spelling Bowen? Oh, okay, never mind.
Got it?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Manu? He might not be listed as a starter, but he might be there.
Who?
Manu.
How do you spell that?
Ginobili. Ginobili.
Gino.
Ginobili.
Bil. Yep. For 2005, though, not.
So, okay. So then you're going to have Nazir Muhammad. I don't know how to spell that, so we'll just say that we know it's Nazir Muhammad, because I know he's a starter for one of these teams.
Okay.
All right, 2004 Pistons, Chauncey, Rip, Tayshaun, Rashid, Ben.
Grip?
Rip. Hamilton.
Yep.
Then Tayshaun Prince, and then it'll pop up. You just type in Wallace, it'll give you Ben and
Ben
Rashid.
Yeah.
All right, 2005 Spurs. I have no idea.
You're only missing a center.
A center? It's probably. I think it's Nazir Muhammad. I'm like 75% sure it's Nazir Muhammad. Or I mean, I don't think Thiago Splitter was around that early, but you can look up it and see if it's Thiago.
I'm just gonna look it up quickly just to see what it is.
All right. I think it's Nazir Muhammad.
That's funny. Why would I look up? Never mind. I don't know. Yeah, I found it. M-O-H. 1 second. M-O. Sorry for people listening. I'm trying to learn how to spell Muhammad. Okay, got it. So 2005 Spurs is done. It is Nazir Muhammad.
Okay. 2006 Heat, you're going to have J. Williams. Just do Williams.
Yep.
Dwayne Wade.
Yep.
Shaq should already be there.
Yep.
Antoine Walker.
Yep.
And for the last forward spot, is it going to be...
this makes me so nostalgic.
2006 Heat, you're going to have... Ow, why can't I think of this? Is it like... I don't know. Move on 2007 Spurs.
Yep.
I feel like we have
Tony
most of that.
Parker, Bruce Bowen, Tim Duncan. So we have a guard and center left.
Is it Rick Barry? I think Rick Barry might be one of them for one of the Spurs teams. No Rick Barry at all.
Is Barry B-R-R-Y?
Yes.
Yeah, then no.
I have no idea. 2008 Celtics.
Yep.
Rondo, Ray Allen, Pierce, Garnett, Perkins.
Oh, I spelled Garnett wrong. Perkins. Who's the other one? Rondo, Allen, Garnett, Perkins.
Pierce.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay, 2009 Lakers.
That you're gonna have Fisher,
Yep, Fisher,
Kobe,
Bryant. Yep.
Ron Artest. I don't think so, actually.
How do you spell our test anyway?
Artest.
Yeah, no. That's what's
Pau Gasol.
You spell Gasol. Why can't I remember?
Gasol. O-L. Gasol.
Oh, okay.
Who's Bynum? Andrew Bynum, maybe?
Bynum?
No, it might be, but I think that's 2010 is what I'm thinking of for Bynum. No Bynum.
I didn't even know how to spell it.
Bynum.
Oh, yeah, Andrew Bynum.
Yeah, Andrew Bynum.
Missing forward.
Forward. That's not Ron Artest.
1 minute.
It's probably like Smush. Try Parker. Is it like Smush Parker?
No.
I don't know.
Okay, so you're missing both forwards for the 2000 Lakers. One forward for the 2002 Lakers. Guard and center for the 2003 Spurs. Guard for the Pistons.
Wait, how am I missing a guard?
For the Pistons.
Chauncey? You put Chauncey down?
How do you spell that?
Billups. Billups.
Bill what?
UPS.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Chauncey, yep. Spurs, you got them all. 2006 Heat, you're missing a forward. 2007 Spurs, you're missing a guard and a center. And then you're missing 9 of them. And then 2009 Lakers missing a forward.
It's going to be... I know there's going to be like one that's really obvious. Oh, wait. Hold on. 2002 Lakers... Or no, wait, no. They didn't win a team with that. They didn't win a ring with that team. Robert Horry. Robert Horry's going to pop up for...
How do you spell that?
Horry.
H-O.
I think that's the forward for the 2000 Lakers.
2002 Lakers.
2002.
So you finished a bunch of them. You have 17 seconds left, by the way.
Oh, okay. So we'll just let it run.
I'll just hit give up. Okay. Interesting. 2000 Lakers.
Who'd I miss?
Oh, add. 1 second. Anticipation. Glenn Rice.
Okay. I knew he played for the Lakers, but I didn't think he was in 2000.
AC Green.
He had to have been like 40, dude. He was playing in like the 80s. That's insane.
Okay. You got all the 2001 Lakers. You got all the 2002 Lakers. Okay. 2003 Spurs. Steven Jackson.
I should have gotten that.
David Robinson.
Yeah. I don't know how I missed that one.
Okay. Pistons, you got.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. All 2005 Spurs, you got them all. 2006 Heat. Udonis Haslem.
I mean, the dude hasn't played in like 20 years.
2007 Spurs, right?
Uh-huh.
Michael Finley, and then
Michael Finley was still around in 2007.
Fabios Oberto.
Oh, wait, what?
Fabrico. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name.
Show me.
Fabrico Oberto.
I have no idea who that is.
Fabricio.
I have absolutely no idea who that is.
Oberto.
Who was I missing on the 2009 Lakers?
Trevor
Ariza. Yeah, I completely wow, I blanked on a lot of these.
84%. Average is 90%.
Yeah, no, that's not bad.
So there's your Slovorical quiz if you enjoy the quiz shows. But besides that, tune in on Wednesday for your draft coverage. We've already done quite a bit, but you'll get our final thoughts. And we'll probably what we should do on Wednesday is make a mock draft.
Yeah, no, that's what I was. That's exactly what I was going to make one before the show.
We're gonna make a mock. We should do it live. That'd be awesome.
We could do it live.
We're gonna make a mock draft on Wednesday. Live decision. Yeah, tune in then for that show. And if you missed it, tune in on our Twitter, Sports Report PLT, or on YouTube to be able to find this show if you missed parts of it. But besides that, have a blessed night, and we'll see you Wednesday at 3 o'clock. Look forward to it.